Is Texting Factory really an easy way to potentially earn $400 per week by being a chat operator, or is it a waste of time? My name's Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online, and many of you have recently asked me about this platform, and therefore I decided to take a closer look, and in this Texting Factory review I will reveal all the important details you need to know to find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over the basics of what Texting Factory is, and it is a platform where you can find jobs as a chat operator, and you potentially can do this from all countries. And if you read a little bit more about it, you see that it's a text chat operator, so you need to be able to sit and answer casual messages on a fantasy-based text network. So that means that you need to take on a role basically and then talk to customers about all kinds of topics. And you will be assigned a role depending on what your customers want. That's in itself, in my opinion, is a little bit strange because you need to pretend to be someone else and the other person does not know that you're pretending to be someone else. That for me is just something you really need to consider carefully before getting into, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But you can see it can be to talk to someone about everyday life, small things, work, culture, weather, relationships, whatever the client wants to talk about. And you can see you can earn $300 to $400 a week by doing this. And you will be anonymous, so it's not video, you will not be using your own name or anything like that. And they even claim that you do not need any qualifications. But there are some requirements, so let's just go over the requirements if you think this sounds interesting. So the requirements you need to live up to do something like this is that you need to be fluent in English. You need to be at least 18 years old. You need to also have a PC or laptop. You cannot just do this from your phone. And you need reliable internet connection, so they're sure that it will not cut off in the middle of a chat or something like that. So if you live up to this, then go over what the process of applying is before we then go over the earning potential and if it's really worth it and some important details you need to consider. So to apply, you just go to the website and you fill it out here, and then you need to write your motivation for applying for this job. Personally, I find that a little bit strange because why would you actually join a platform like this if it was not just to make money? So it's a little bit like clear what that is. I'm not sure how they would find that if you just write that, but I just find that a little bit of a weird one. And you have like 500 characters. It's not even like a lot to write a motivation or anything like that. If you decide this for you, I'm sure you'll figure out what to write there. As to say, they don't really have any qualifications. I think maybe it's just more of a way to check if you actually can write English, because you do need to be good at English to be able to do something like this. But also, there is one more thing you need to be aware of. As you can see, you need to also verify your identity, because you need to upload personal ID card for them to verify your identity. So whether you feel comfortable about that or not, that's something you should decide after you watch this full review there, because you should only share something like this with platforms that you truly trust. But if you decide to apply, also you need to be aware that, as you can see, it can take up to 48 hours before they will get back to you, and then you will get some online training where you will learn exactly how it works, and then you can start working. But is it really worth it? Can you really earn this much? Let's talk a little bit more about this. So the thing is, there are some aspects that I personally do not feel comfortable with when it comes to Texting Factory. First of all, this whole thing that you need to take on a role and the person paying to chat to you do not know that you are actually taking on a role or anything like that. I just personally, that's just, again, my personal opinion, find that unethical and a weird way to earn, to play these role games. That's something that I would definitely not participate in. But maybe you don't have a problem with that. That's just something that I think you should always consider when earning online. Is it something that you can actually stand behind? If your parents, if your friends, if anyone asks, do you then feel proud about saying it? Do you think that it's something where you actually make something good, that you benefit other people? If not, then really think twice about participating. But that's not the only thing you need to consider. Also, for example, there's a lot of negative feedback about Texting Factory. For example, on Trustpilot, there's a lot of people that say that there are problems with really poor support, not getting paid. You can see stay away, the biggest trash company ever. They say, alert, like a lot of people that say don't waste your precious time. And a lot of it comes down to really poor support. and some cases even not getting paid. I tend to not just look at Trustpilot because that can be manipulated, and often it's only the people that have bad experiences that share and everything like that. But when I combine it with my knowledge and what I have heard also from other people and my experience online in general, then I think that this gives an overall picture of a platform that you have to be quite careful of, in my personal opinion, especially because the type of the work, and on the website there's a lot of information that is not shared, that you can just overall see like a broad idea of what it is before you then have to verify your identity. Personally, I would not feel comfortable about sharing my personal idea with this particular platform. But again, that's just my personal opinion based on my experience. If you have other experiences and other opinions, please feel free to share it and comment below. That would be great to hear from you there as well. But then what if you don't think this is the right option for you? Then what can you do instead? Let's talk a little bit about that. So as mentioned, personally, Texting Factory would not be a chat operator job that I would personally go for. I think that there are too many things that makes it a platform that I just would not use. So if you then want to work online, what can you then do instead? Well, if you really want to chat or give chat support, there are a lot of platforms where you will not have to take on a role, where you will just actually help people. They know exactly what you're helping them with. And I have a list on my website about some different chat operator jobs, so I'll leave a link to that below. But also, if you're just looking for an overall financial freedom to work on your own terms, then you can also consider starting your own online business. That is what I have done, and I must say I love that, where you're not dependent on someone else hiring you and where you can work truly on your own terms. That gives so much freedom. I do have some information about the exact steps that I have taken to achieve this. You can find that below also, but that is only if you're willing to put in time and effort to achieve long-term results. So then you can check that out below also. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you figure out what you can expect and what you should go for. And if it did help you, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.